The importance of chicken soup for the soul. There are books that teach us how to think, books that teach us how to act, and then there are books that simply touch the heart. Chicken Soup for the Soul belongs to that rare category. It is not just read, it is felt. Since the first volume was published in 1993, this series has become a global phenomenon, selling over 500 million copies in more than 40 languages. Its enduring popularity reveals a deep truth. No matter where we come from or what we face, we all hunger for stories that remind us of hope, kindness, and the beauty of the human spirit. Why is this book so important? Because it answers a timeless human need. We live in a world full of challenges, disappointments, and struggles. Many people carry silent burdens, fears, failures, heartbreaks, or doubts. Chicken Soup for the Soul serves as a gentle reminder that we are not alone. Through short, powerful, real-life stories, it shows us that ordinary people can rise above extraordinary challenges. The book's importance also lies in its simplicity. Each story is brief, easy to read, and deeply moving. You don't need hours of concentration to absorb a principle. You only need a few minutes to read a story that can inspire you for a lifetime. In this way, the series reaches people of all ages, from teenagers searching for identity, to adults facing midlife challenges, to seniors reflecting on life's meaning. Another reason this series matters is its universality. While many self-help books focus on strategies for success, Chicken Soup for the Soul focuses on the heart, love, compassion, resilience, forgiveness, gratitude. These are values that cross cultural, religious, and social boundaries. Whether you are a student in Asia, a parent in Europe, or a worker in America, these stories speak to you because they speak to what makes us human. At a time when media often bombards us with negativity, cynicism, and conflict, this series acts like an antidote. It uplifts instead of discourages. It heals instead of wounds. It offers light instead of shadows. That is why readers return to it again and again, because it reminds them of the goodness still alive in the world. For the average reader, the importance of this book lies in its message. Life is difficult, but the human spirit is stronger. You may stumble, but you can rise. You may face pain, but you can heal. You may feel alone, but countless others share your journey. In short, Chicken Soup for the Soul is not just important, it is timeless. It doesn't just teach principles, it awakens feelings. It doesn't just inform, it transforms. And in a world that often makes us feel cold, it is truly the chicken soup that warms the soul. Behind the Chicken Soup for the Soul series are two visionaries, Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. Their names have become synonymous with encouragement, personal growth, and the power of storytelling. Yet, their journeys to global impact began with humble beginnings and personal struggles, making them living examples of the very resilience they inspire in others. Jack Canfield was born in 1944 in Fort Worth, Texas. Raised in modest circumstances, he experienced hardship early on, but he also developed a passion for teaching, personal development, and helping people achieve their potential. After graduating from Harvard University and earning a master's degree in education from the University of Massachusetts, he became a high school teacher. But Canfield was not satisfied with simply teaching subjects. He wanted to inspire students to believe in themselves. This passion led him into the world of motivational speaking and personal development. Over the years, he became a leading figure in self-help, co-authoring The Success Principles and appearing in The Secret. What defines Jack Canfield's philosophy is his belief in self-belief and action. He teaches that success comes not from luck, but from developing confidence, setting goals, and taking consistent steps forward. He saw the Chicken Soup series as a way to bring encouragement directly into people's daily lives. Mark Victor Hansen was born in 1948 in Waukegan, Illinois. Like Canfield, he had a passion for motivating others, but his early life was filled with challenges. At one point, he went bankrupt, losing almost everything. Instead of giving up, Hansen used that experience to rebuild his life and career, becoming a dynamic motivational speaker. His style was energetic and full of enthusiasm. He had the gift of inspiring people to believe in possibilities, even when circumstances seemed impossible. His philosophy centers on abundance and imagination, the idea that opportunities are limitless when you dare to dream big and take bold steps. The partnership. When Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen met, they shared a common dream: to create a book that would spread hope through short, real-life stories. Their idea was initially rejected by more than 100 publishers. Most thought the concept was too simple and wouldn't sell, but they persisted. They believed in the power of stories to heal hearts and ignite hope. Finally, in 1993, a publisher agreed. Chicken Soup for the Soul was released, and what began as one book blossomed into a global series spanning hundreds of titles. From Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul to Chicken Soup for the Pet Lover's Soul. Their success is not just about sales numbers, it is about impact. Together, they proved that people are hungry for encouragement, and that stories of love, kindness, and perseverance never go out of style. Their philosophy. At the core of both Canfield's and Hansen's philosophies is this belief: ordinary people have extraordinary stories, and those stories have the power to change lives. Jack Canfield emphasizes self-belief, discipline, and responsibility. Mark Victor Hansen emphasizes abundance, energy, and possibility. Together, they created a balance: heart and hope, discipline, and dream. Their legacy is not just the books they wrote, but the millions of lives uplifted by them. They remind us that even in rejection, there is hope. Even in difficulty, there is growth. And even in ordinary lives, there are extraordinary stories waiting to be told. Every book is born from a need, a gap in the human experience it seeks to fill. For Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, the gap was emotional nourishment. They noticed that in a fast-paced, often discouraging world, people were starving for encouragement, for reminders of love, hope, and human goodness. The purpose of Chicken Soup for the Soul was never just to entertain. It was to heal, uplift, and inspire. Addressing the problem of discouragement. By the early 1990s, the world was changing rapidly. Families were stressed, students were under pressure, professionals were burning out, and many people felt isolated. News cycles focused on negativity wars, scandals, disasters. In this atmosphere, many people quietly asked, "Where can I find hope?" Canfield and Hansen wanted to answer that question. They believed the antidote to discouragement was simple but profound. Stories, real stories of real people overcoming challenges, showing kindness, and finding meaning in the ordinary. Stories as medicine for the soul. Why stories? Because stories connect us. Unlike lectures or abstract advice, a story invites us to see ourselves in someone else's journey. It shows us not just what to do, but how it feels to walk the path of courage, resilience, or love. The authors knew that just as chicken soup comforts the body on a sick day, inspirational stories could comfort the soul on weary days. Hence the name, Chicken Soup for the Soul, a universal purpose. The book was designed to be universal, something anyone, anywhere could pick up and find hope in. Whether you were a teenager facing self-doubt, a parent struggling with family pressures, or a worker worn out by life's demands, the stories offered comfort and encouragement. Unlike traditional self-help books that give step-by-step systems, this series gives moments of healing. You don't need to read it cover to cover. You can open it at any page and find a story that speaks to you. Encouraging contribution and sharing. Another purpose of the series was to celebrate ordinary people. Many of the stories came from readers themselves. This created a sense of community. Anyone could contribute. Anyone could inspire. It wasn't just the authors speaking, it was the world sharing its collective wisdom and compassion. Inspiring action through emotion. Finally, the purpose of the series was to inspire action. The stories were not meant to leave readers with warm feelings only, but to encourage them to live differently, to forgive someone, to call a loved one, to persevere in the face of hardship, or to see themselves in a new light. In short, the purpose of Chicken Soup for the Soul was to provide comfort in times of discouragement, remind people of the goodness in humanity, build a global community of shared stories, inspire readers to take action in their own lives. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen wanted to remind us of something simple but essential. We all have stories that can heal, and by sharing them, we heal not just ourselves, but each other. The key lessons, how to apply them, and real-life illustrations. 1. The power of kindness. The lesson, one of the strongest themes across the Chicken Soup series, is that small acts of kindness can change lives. a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand can ripple far beyond what we imagine. How to apply. Make it a habit to do at least one kind act daily. Hold a door, thank a worker, encourage a friend. Practice random acts of kindness with no expectation of return. Reflect each night. What kind act did I give today? Illustration. One story tells of a boy who was about to end his life until a classmate stopped to help him carry books home. That simple act of kindness made him rethink his decision and gave him hope. Years later, he revealed that one moment saved his life. 2. Perseverance in the face of failure. The lesson. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a step toward it. Many stories highlight people who faced rejection, defeat, or loss, but chose to persevere. How to apply. When failure strikes, ask, what can I learn from this? Keep a success journal of times you overcame challenges. It reminds you that you've done it before. Break down big challenges into smaller, winnable steps. Illustration. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen were rejected by more than 100 publishers before Chicken Soup for the Soul was accepted. Had they given up, millions of lives would have missed this series. Their perseverance became its own story of hope. 3. Gratitude as a way of life. The lesson. Happiness doesn't come from having everything. It comes from appreciating what we already have. Many stories show people finding joy not in riches, but in gratitude. How to apply. Start a gratitude journal. Write 3 things you're thankful for every day. Say thank you more often to family, co-workers, even strangers. Reframe challenges. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Illustration. One story shares about a mother who, despite losing her job, chose to focus on gratitude for her children and health. That perspective gave her strength to rebuild her life. 4. The healing power of love. The lesson. Love, whether from family, friends, or community, heals wounds that logic cannot. Many Chicken Soup stories highlight reconciliation, forgiveness, and unconditional love. How to apply. Tell loved ones, I love you more often. Don't wait. Forgive old grudges. It frees your heart more than theirs. Show love through presence, not just words. Illustration. A story tells of a father who reconciled with his estranged son after years of silence, simply by writing, I love you, in a letter. That small act healed years of distance. 5. Courage in everyday life. The lesson. Courage isn't only about heroic acts, it's often about ordinary people doing the right thing despite fear. How to apply. Speak up when you see injustice. Try something new each week to expand your comfort zone. Remind yourself, courage is not the absence of fear, but action despite it. Illustration. One student's story in the book recalls standing up to a bully, not with violence, but with calm defiance. That moment not only protected another child, but gave the entire class permission to act with courage. 6. The value of forgiveness. The lesson. Holding on to anger keeps us trapped. Forgiveness releases us from the prison of bitterness. How to apply. Write a forgiveness letter, even if you never send it. Separate the action from the person. Forgive, even if you cannot forget. Remember that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Illustration. One story shares about a woman who forgave the drunk driver who killed her child. Though painful, forgiveness gave her peace and allowed her to live again. 7. Dreams and belief in possibility. The lesson. Many stories celebrate dreamers, people who achieved the impossible simply because they dared to believe. How to apply. Write down your dreams. However wild they are, seeds of possibility. Share your dreams with supportive people. Take one small step each day toward a dream. Illustration. One contributor dreamed of becoming a writer, but was rejected repeatedly. Inspired by Chicken Soup for the Soul, she submitted her story, which was published, launching her writing career. 8. Finding meaning in adversity. The lesson. Life brings pain, but pain can also bring growth and meaning. How to apply. Ask during hard times, how can this experience make me stronger? Look for ways to help others with what you've learned. Remember, your story of struggle may one day be someone else's survival guide. Illustration. Many cancer survivors shared stories of how their illness taught them to appreciate life deeply. Their adversity gave them clarity and inspired countless others. Pulling it all together, the Chicken Soup for the Soul series offers not just stories, but life lessons wrapped in humanity. Be kind, persevere through failure, practice gratitude, love and forgive deeply. Be courageous. Dream big. Find meaning in adversity. These lessons are not theoretical, they are lived, felt, and proven by real people. That is why the series resonates across generations and cultures, because it speaks to the universal truths of being human. When you put down chicken soup for the soul, something remarkable happens. You feel lighter, warmer, and more hopeful. These stories don't just entertain, they heal. They don't just inform, they awaken. The final takeaway is this: the human spirit is stronger than we think, and love, kindness, and courage are the forces that carry us through life's storms. Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen gave the world more than a book. They gave us a mirror reflecting our shared humanity. Their stories remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, that even in pain there can be meaning, and that even small acts of kindness can change a life forever. Imagine a world where everyone practiced the lessons of chicken soup for the soul. People choosing kindness daily. Families forgiving old wounds. Strangers showing courage in the face of injustice. Ordinary people believing in extraordinary possibilities. That is not just wishful thinking, it is possible. Because every great movement begins with small individual actions. For you, the reader, the invitation is simple. Live the stories. Don't just read them. Practice kindness, gratitude, and forgiveness in your own life. Share your story. Your life holds experiences that can inspire others. Don't underestimate their value. Pass on the hope. Just as one story lifted you, share it to lift someone else. The ultimate message of Chicken Soup for the Soul is that stories have power. Power to heal, to inspire, to unite. And each of us has a story worth telling. Your struggles are not wasted, they are shaping your strength. Your kindness is not small, it can ripple farther than you imagine. Your dreams are not impossible, they are waiting for your belief. So hold on to hope, live with love, and never forget, your story matters. If this message touched your heart, don't just stop here. Subscribe to Awaken Greatness for more life-changing lessons from the world's most inspiring books. And I'd love to hear from you. Which story of kindness, courage, or gratitude has shaped your life? Share it in the comments. Your words might be the chicken soup someone else needs today. This is your moment. This is your gift. Welcome to Awaken Greatness.